Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Talk It Out podcast. It is Talk It Out Tuesday. I am Adam. Of course, that over there is old Steven. We look at him looking fresh. We got a good show tonight. It's all about March Madness. All about it. I purposely did not rep the hat tonight. And I'll tell you why, because my team's not playing in the play-in game.
Hey. It's not the old style playing game. It's not.
Yeah, you can't say playing game anymore. Can't say
The
playing
12
game.
seed.
Yeah, can't say that anymore. Before we
We'll
go,
go
before we go, hit the like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the bell. That way you guys know when our shows are getting released. Most of you do, but just in case you're new, hit the bell. Then you'll know when we release some stuff. Because not only are we doing Tuesdays and Thursdays, we did a spontaneous one the other day with Brady. So you never know when we're going to pop something out there. So do all that. Please send your comments because we've gotten more lately, but we want more interaction from you guys. So this one ought to be fun, though. This one ought to be fun for interaction for people because we're gonna get into it. So March Madness, obviously, brackets are out. They're still. I had not see who won the first game. I'm wanting
It's still
to
going.
say, huh?
I think
It was
it's still
there-
going. 16 seed game.
Yeah. No, I think it's over.
think-
There's like 3 minutes left before we started recording. Like,
Was it? I know there was only like a 30-minute gap between that
Yeah.
and the IU game tonight.
so what we're gonna do tonight is we're gonna break down each side and kind of give our thoughts and our opinions on who we think is
Texas
gonna come.
Southern won.
Texas Southern. They were up like 3, I think, when I saw
Yeah,
that.
no,
So,
they ended up winning by 9.
oh wow, that's a big.
Not that it
big
matters.
win.
They're a 16 seed.
So anyway, we're gonna break down each side, kind of give our thoughts on who's gonna come out of each. Maybe a sleeper team or two on each side, and kind of go from there. But what we want to do is when we're done, if you guys are watching this, I want them to Steven to send in like their comment, who they think is gonna win, who's gonna be in the final four.
Give us your final four.
Yeah, give us your final four. Maybe a sleeper team in there that you guys think that that might make a run in here. So, all right, let's excuse me. Let's pop our bracket up, man.
Okay. So
Pop our
we
bracket
need to be
up.
visual with this today. It's not.
Yeah,
It's
we're-
not a complete bracket. We have our own brackets.
We do. I did not want to put
Man.
mine up there yet, but
I've got one for our work, and I've even got one for my wife's work that I do every
Yeah.
year.
I did one today.
So,
Hey,
but this
take
is
our
just
like-
more
take
so
our
we
like,
can have
take
something
our
to
like
look at.
comment off. Take our banner off. That way it's not.
I thought you
covering.
did that.
No, I
There
didn't
we
do
go.
it.
There we go. Okay.
All right, let's start with the West.
Okay.
So, I look at this, and you got Gonzaga, right? Who's the bona fide number one, and I look down at the bottom, and you got Duke. Okay.
Yeah.
In between there, and I love Alabama. I do. I can see Alabama. I mean, some people are saying that they're done, one and done. But I can see Alabama winning and making it. But honestly, Steven, I look at this. UConn's actually really good defensively. Texas Tech is not real good on defense, but offensively they're pretty good. Um, I don't see anybody on that side that's going to match up with Arkansas is pretty hot, and I don't like Arkansas, and I can't stand Arkansas. But I look at it and I see Gonzaga and Duke, with Duke being, Coach K's last year, his last run in a tournament. I think they're going to go. And just from the bracket side of where Gonzaga is, I don't see a team on there that can handle that can hang with them. Not one.
So it's a 2-horse race, right? When you're looking at the West, in my opinion, there's some good teams in there.
There are.
Resident Big Ten guy, obviously. Rutgers, Notre Dame. Rutgers is a talented team.
Yeah.
Obviously, being an Indiana guy, I hear a lot about Notre Dame. Notre Dame is probably not as talented. I wouldn't be shocked to see Rutgers come out of that matchup.
Yeah. I mean,
Rutgers beat IU when it was a must-have game for IU going into the tournament, and they lost that.
Yeah.
So Rutgers is talented. I'm not as concerned with your squad in the first round It's the second round matchup potentially
Yeah.
against Texas Tech, which is what we all
Yeah.
expected to be. Tech's a seasoned team, a veteran team, a good team.
Yeah.
They have a new coach this year. Obviously, Beard is over at Texas now.
Yep.
But I could see that being the issue.
Yeah.
And then if you get through Texas, obviously, then you're matched up against
Duke.
what? Michigan State? No, not Michigan
No,
State.
Duke.
You're going to be
It'll be
mixed. Yeah,
Duke.
the winner of the Duke Michigan State game, which I think for
that
me
could be more competitive than you think. Honestly,
which one?
The Duke Michigan State game. If that
It
happens.
could. Michigan State's always good in the tournament.
You
good.
You don't count out Michigan State, unfortunately, but
And they're talented this year. You know, they're one of the best teams in the Big Ten this year. So, I mean, looking at that, if I'm predicting, I mean, I agree with you. Gonzaga's been there. They've been there a lot lately. I mean, let's just, hey man, Gonzaga is the dream of every small school.
Yeah.
To just keep getting there until you're always there.
Yeah.
Where it's just expected that you're there. At large, doesn't matter. I mean, it's a huge upset if they don't win the West Coast Conference, but they're the dream. They filtered so much money into that program to be a great basketball program, and they are.
Yep.
But for me, there's so much emotion behind Duke this year.
Yeah.
Like I've got Duke winning one of my wife's brackets.
Yeah.
The one for my wife. I mean, that's going to be the matchup. It'd be a surprise.
Duke's got one of, if not the best player in college basketball this season. I mean,
could be the number one overall pick.
Yeah, the man averaged like 17 or 18 points a game and like 15, almost 16 rebounds a game. So,
and it's Coach K's last tournament. Man.
Yeah, I look at it here though on the West side. If you look at Gonzaga's bracket side versus Duke's, Gonzaga's got a clearer path. I'm not going to say easier because it's not easy in this tournament to win games.
No, you survive in advance.
Yeah, but to me, the Gonzaga side of that bracket is easier than what Duke's is.
I mean, how many times, Adam, did we watch the tournament and the consensus team, the team who may win, who may end up winning, there's a game early on that they struggle. Where you're like, I cannot believe they barely beat UMBC or something
Michigan
like that.
State was a 15, or a 2. A couple, I can't remember when this was.
When MTSU beat them a few years ago. I mean, that was a handful of years ago. Yeah.
15-2. Florida Gulf Coast back in the day. They made a run. Loyola Chicago now all of a sudden is just.
They're just
they're just in there every year.
And that's the thing. Like that's the thing to be a small school. Yeah, and to be a small school, you just get in, just keep getting in, and you've got to make noise every once in a while, like Gonzaga did. I mean, and then you keep doing it till, dude, you're always there. You start to get they put more trust in you, and they rank you. You finally start to get those higher seeds.
Yeah,
because when you're a 15, you can't live as a 15 seed every year. You got to move yourself up. So that's the West. You want to move over to the South?
You're going Duke.
Yeah, I'm going Duke. I think Duke. Okay. It's just the emotion of it, man.
I think
Duke's going to come out of the West.
I'm going to go Gonzaga. I don't know, man. I got a feeling.
You got a feeling it's finally their year?
I don't know why. And a lot of people can just. I can tell
you
this.
They lost in the finals the last 2 years.
Dude, I think
in the championship game.
I think they have. Like Gonzaga's been in like the Final Four for like 5 years in a row. It's all. I mean, it seems like
they lost.
Always.
I know they lost to North Carolina 1 year.
Yeah, that was.
And I believe they lost last year to Baylor.
18. Well, Baylor won. It was last year. Yeah. Real quick though, is there any sleeper team in there on that West side that you think of?
I
can throw 2 out that I think, and this is not me being biased. I think Alabama, if they can, Alabama lives and breathes by the 3-point shot, and getting paint touches. They don't shoot a lot of jumpers, 2-point jumpers. They're either finishing at the rim or they're shooting, they're jacking up 35 threes. If they can play some solid defense like they did last year in the tournament, which their defense isn't as good, but if they can and make shots, I think they got a chance to run at least until, I'd say, Sweet 16 again. I think they could beat Texas Tech or any of those other teams.
I have a hard time.
I think Arkansas is another sleeper team, honestly.
Well, see, the thing with those two, I have a hard, for me, and this is my personal opinion, I have a hard time putting a higher seed like Alabama and Arkansas as a sleeper team when they're higher seeds. If you're looking for me, if I'm looking at true sleeper, Davidson's really talented. Your boys know that.
Oh yeah, Memphis.
They're very talented, but there's one that could be interesting. I'm not calling the upset, but I mean, Memphis.
Yeah,
Memphis has got a lot of talent.
Yeah,
they're playing well right now.
They got a bunch of athletic dudes, man.
But they got to play Gonzaga in the second round more than likely.
Yeah,
but that's if I'm picking a sleeper, I might go out on a limb with them more than any other team.
All right, let's flip over to the South. So, look, I'm just telling you now, Arizona is a gosh darn force. They are so good this year that, and this is nothing against you, brother, because I know you're going to go chat because you are a chat alum. If they meet Arizona in the Sweet 16 somehow, your boys, Arizona is going to destroy them. They are so good. Now, the bottom half of this is, dude, it's totally up for grabs. It is totally up for grabs because Villanova is good. You can never freaking count out Loyola Chicago in the tournament. Ohio State, same thing. Tennessee was probably deserving of a 1. And I heard we heard that from multiple. I watched multiple sources, shows that said that. I think Billis even said it. So Michigan, but that side, I think you could have Tennessee, you could have Ohio State, Loyola, or Villanova. Any one of those 4 come out of that. There is nobody on the other side that frightens me to beat Arizona. Houston plays really good defense. And Illinois had, they're a 4 seed. They had a good record, but I don't think they can match up with Arizona, dude. Like, to me, out of all of these, Arizona literally has the easiest bracket to get through.
So what's funny is me and you talked like Arizona, and maybe this because we're not West Coast people.
Yeah,
but they're like sneaky good. Like, I don't think any of us really realized how good they really are till you get to the resume and start looking.
We're not up late enough to watch their games.
they're late games. They're really good. They kind of caught me by surprise. I mean, if I'm looking over this, yeah, man. I mean, so being a Big Ten guy, IU, I saw firsthand IU beat Illinois. I've seen Illinois. I don't think they're as good as their record is.
Yeah.
I think Chattanooga is supremely talented this year. And the key with them, I'm a Chattanooga alum. I mean, come on. When you do March Madness, if your school gets in, you pick your school. I don't care. I picked them as a 16 seed against Chris Paul led Wake Forest one year. Okay? So I'm going to pick them to win. But I think the difference between this is they are a very, very veteran team. David Jean-Baptiste is on the team. He's been there for like 6 years. Okay. Malachi Smith is amazing. Southern Conference Player of the Year. Coach Paris, he got Conference Coach of the Year. He's built it the right way. They're very veteran. So, and I believe it was Seth Davis on the broadcast picked them as a sleeper Sweet 16 team.
Yeah.
So, they're my sleeper pick on this side of the bracket on this one. But I'm not dumb enough to say if they meet up with Arizona, they're getting out of that matchup.
Yeah. Who you got?
Where they go
I want to know
is if Arizona doesn't make it.
I want to know who you got coming out of the bottom half.
So out of the bottom half, Michigan's a joke. They shouldn't even be in the tournament. I've got Colorado State winning that game like easily. They're such a joke, and it's a joke that they got in with 17 wins, being as piss poor as they were in the tournament, and how bad they were down the stretch. It's an absolute joke. They shouldn't even be in the tournament. They should be playing in the NIT. So I don't count them. Tennessee, I think, is extremely talented.
Yeah.
They are one of the best teams going right now, and we see them firsthand being in Tennessee.
Yep.
I think Ohio State is kind of like a great on paper. I've seen them play Indiana multiple times. I don't think they're as good. I think Loyola Chicago is probably going to get up there and beat them. Villanova's great. I think Villanova's going to win their opening game. But with Villanova, do you not always feel like they're going to lose? They're kind of like Virginia, right? Yeah. Like you're like, I don't really trust them fully, even though they've won a tournament.
Yeah.
I just don't fully trust them. So
love their coach. Love their coach.
You're right. It's amazing. Yeah. Out of the bottom, I have Tennessee.
Yeah.
I think Tennessee's probably the best equipped. But you know what's funny is it wouldn't shock me if it was Loyola Chicago.
So I was going to throw my.
It wouldn't.
Yeah, that was going to be my sleeper because they're a 10 seed, and again,
Sister Jean's going to be at the tournament again this year.
The magic that team has come tournament time is really it's actually something special to watch because they never let you down. Like no. even if they lose in the first round, they're still like it's one of those teams that you just can't help but root for. And
what did you say when we were going to a restaurant for lunch, and it was like January or December, and you looked up and Loyola Chicago was on. You're like, wait a second, it's not March.
It's not March Madness yet.
It's not March yet. Yeah. Loyola Chicago is not supposed to be on my TV yet.
Yeah, I got Arizona and Tennessee coming out of that. That's what I have.
I mean, I think that's really likely. I mean, my sleeper obviously is going to be Chattanooga coming out of it to the Sweet 16. Yeah. But I want to clarify too that my bracket has Houston losing to UAB. Now, part of that is listening. UAB is an extremely talented offensive team.
Yeah.
And Kelvin Sampson is an amazing coach, but he does not have near the horses he's had in years past.
All right, let's move to the East. We got the East and the Midwest left. So East, your 1 and 2 is Baylor, Kentucky. Kind of look through these, they're both gonna blow the doors off their first rounds. So I like that North Carolina Marquette matchup. I think that's a good matchup. We'll see if your boys get in tonight. Indiana versus St. Mary's. St. Mary's is pretty good this year. I didn't watch them, but just from looking at replays that they obviously and kind of looking at stats, they're good. But here's a team to watch. It's Murray State. They're good, dude.
They're really good.
They're really freaking good.
They're not getting past Kentucky.
I don't think they can get past Kentucky because Kentucky is just
Calipari. That's a fun matchup too.
It is a fun matchup. Kentucky just seems. Not that they're back, not that they ever went anywhere, but I don't think they were real good last year because I think
this is like the most veteran Calipari-led team.
Yes.
They've got a lot of actual veterans.
That is a really good point. So I just look at it, dude, and Baylor's really good, but Alabama did beat them, just saying. But we did lose to Georgia, so that doesn't say much. I look at it and I think, Purdue, they're good.
Purdue's Virginia really good this year.
Virginia Tech isn't bad. They're 11 seed, but they always seem to play well in the tournament. Mm-hmm. The only team that I can see for Baylor is UCLA. I think UCLA is a pretty good team, but I honestly don't think anybody's coming out of that besides Baylor and Kentucky. I think they're going to run it to the Elite Eight.
Looking at it, when I looked at it, an interesting fact I heard them say on ESPN about Baylor is they have a great resume, but the people who helped build it aren't on the team right now. There's a lot of they've got some injuries to key players. But Baylor's really, really good. I have IU getting in. I have IU making it to the Sweet 16. Personally. I have them beating St. Mary's and, in my opinion, upsetting UCLA because I think so. This early playing game, this 11 seed one that they've kind of done the last few years.
Yeah,
you win that game, like you've got some momentum. You've got you've played a game. The stage is not so big anymore. I've got IU going to the Sweet 16. I've got them getting bounced, obviously, by Baylor at that point. That Murray State Kentucky game's interesting. I think it's interesting because it's Murray State and it's Kentucky. Yeah. John Morant's not coming through the doors, though. And Kentucky's really, really talented.
No.
Purdue's a great team. Texas interests me because of their coach. Their coach is you brought that up. Good.
Yeah.
Dude, he took Texas Tech to the NCAA to the national championship game.
Yeah.
Texas Tech.
Yeah.
And he should have probably won that year.
Yeah.
He's a Texas dude. That's the only reason he left Texas Tech.
It's probably why Texas Tech's so good this year.
Yeah, it's still his guys. This is his first year there too. Shaka Smart was there forever and could never get them doing anything. Which, FYI, not a sleeper pick, But an interesting pick, upset alert, is Marquette over North Carolina.
Yeah.
Because Marquette is actually really good this year. Started off hot, kind of cooled down a little bit, and then kind of came back up. And Shaka Smart's a hell of a coach, man.
Yeah.
But
it's weird to think that weird to think that Shaka Smart's coaching Marquette now.
It's weird to picture that Shaka Smart has a lot of hair now. But if I'm looking, I mean, yeah, that's the side of the bracket I think I struggled with the most looking, because there's a lot of good teams in that section.
I don't know what's going on with my bracket.
But
okay, here we go.
In the end, it's like it's Kentucky, it's Baylor, and then who you gonna pick out of those two?
I'm taking Kentucky.
Well, what's funny is I think I went Baylor because I couldn't put 3 SEC teams into the Final Four. You know what I mean? Like, SEC is really talented, but that doesn't really happen that many teams from the same conference get into the Final Four.
So I only have 2.
I think I had Baylor coming out.
I only had 2 because I don't have.
And the thing is, dude, we could be so completely wrong though, because you never know. Like, Purdue could go on a run.
Yeah.
Heck, Indiana could go on a run. Heck, Murray State could go on a run. Like, it's the beauty of March Madness.
Yeah. So flip side, Midwest, this is the last region. We'll wrap this up, and hopefully everybody can get their comments in and kind of give us their Final Four if they got any sleepers they think's gonna make it. Kansas obviously is playing. Who won? Texas Southern.
Texas Southern won, yeah.
That's a joke. Honestly, Kansas is gonna blow either.
hey, whoa! You never know. UMBC, baby.
No, not gonna happen.
It's not happening. Kansas is so good.
This side is probably, and I'm not trying to offend anybody here, but this side is the worst side of the bracket as far as, to me, as far as talented teams. Everybody's talented to get into this tournament, don't get me wrong, but Kansas, clear shot, I think. Unlikely that I like San Diego State. Iowa, I just don't trust them. But I've heard really good things about Richmond. Really good things about Richmond. And that could be a sleeper pick over Iowa. Now, I don't think they will end up beating I mean, it could be Providence. I don't know. I don't know anything about Providence, dude.
Providence is really good.
They're really good, obviously, because they're a freaking 4 seed. So
they're really, really good this year.
Honestly, again, I looked through this. I think Auburn's going to go. You can't count out. I'm not. Will Wade got fired at LSU, so that's not happening. Wisconsin, they're usually pretty good. 3 seed. I can see that. I honestly think it's going to be Kansas and Auburn.
Yeah, I mean, that's the same kind of conclusion I came to. The interesting part for me is the fact that there is Kansas, but then there is a lot of really good teams. I mean, you look through this, Auburn's really good, obviously. Miami and USC are both really talented teams. Both coaches actually just got extensions.
Yeah.
Like, I think we forget about Jim Larinaga and how good he is as a coach. Andy Enfield's been really good at USC. Wisconsin is going to get out of the first round. I don't know how. So they're another big team that feasted, I think, and I don't know how good they are necessarily. They're always really solid, but I don't know how good they are. I feel bad. I think, as we were talking to, I love Will Wade. Okay, 2 reasons. I want to say this really quickly for people who are like, what? 2 reasons. One, coached at UTC for 2 years and won 20 games both years before he left for VCU. He's a Chattanooga guy through and through. I love him no matter where he goes. Dude got caught on paying a player and kept his job for like another 4 years. It's beautiful. Now, he couldn't do it again. He got fired. But that's going to mess with that, man. That's going to mess with them. I don't see them. I think Iowa State beats them.
Yeah, that totally could happen.
As good as Providence is, we heard a lot of talks. I think South Dakota State's like 30-4, something like that. They're really good. They put the ball up really well. Iowa's Iowa. I can't stand their head coach.
Why don't you like Iowa?
Oh, okay. He runs his mouth so much. He is who he is. What's funny is I was talking to my dad, who doesn't even follow this, and he's like, San Diego State's really good. So is Creighton. And you know what? They actually really are. Both of them are really talented teams, and they've been in the tournament so frequently.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's fun for me looking at this side because This honestly was probably, I know I said it with the East, but this was probably honestly the one I struggled the most with.
Yeah.
When you're looking through it going, man, I mean, like Auburn's going to beat Jacksonville State, but can they beat a USC or a Miami?
I'm gonna tell you something about Miami real quick, and I am not a Miami fan at all, but they were picked, I believe, 11th or 12th to come in 11th or 12th in the ACC this year, and they came in 4th.
Dude can coach, man.
Dude can coach, and they're ahead.
I thought they got that hire so wrong back in the day.
You did. I remember you talking about that.
I thought they should have hired Frank Martin, who, FYI, just got fired from South Carolina.
Yeah, Tom Crean's gone from Georgia.
Well, Tom Crean couldn't win.
Quanzo Martin's gone from Mizzou. Man, fuck Mizzou.
Bring back Quinn Snyder.
Yeah, Norm.
I mean,
yeah,
it's going to be a fun bracket. I mean, it kicks off tonight with IU. Really, truthfully, let's not talk about Texas Southern. It kicks off tonight with IU. The games kick off on Thursday. We'll have something to recap on Thursdays for us.
Yeah.
So that first big set. And we could have talked about, I mean, let's be honest, you guys, like we could have talked about NFL today. There's free agency signing. My Colts have no quarterback.
Oh, Jesus.
Still. But this is everybody does a bracket. Excuse me. We pulled it up on our thing. They were like tickering it. It was like 5 million and 3, 5 million and 4.
That was like the first day,
7. And people just keep doing them. And so it's fun. So, like Adam said, like, share, subscribe, comment. I want to hear your guys' Final Fours. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Tickle in the throat. I want to hear your guys' Final Four predictions. Tell me who you got winning it. Tell me if you got a Cinderella team that you're pulling for that you think is going to do well. And yes, our takes on this are probably going to age horribly because it's March Madness. But who cares?
That's the beauty of it.
You guys, me and Adam, we meet at the mic and we talk it out on this show. I'll talk to you guys next time.